systems go. Clear for liftoff. What's up, everyone? Tyler Tamboline here, a.k.a. ToeTagginTambo, back for another edition of the Thursday Night Football Showdown show here on the SHIPIT Nation YouTube station. Week 6, kicking off. We got the Eagles at the Giants. We got title. And I'll say this, boys, apologies for being late to the chat, but nothing warms my heart more than this being like our MO. They know we start on time. They're like, this didn't have clocks. We're 2 minutes behind, and we're setting up the SHIPIT Games winners and chatting through a couple things, but I love that you're calling it out. We do appreciate it, and we're back, ready to get into it. We got another big week ahead, a ton of money up top this evening, coming off another great week at the Nation. Last week, we had success across all sports, college football on Saturday, MMA. We had NFL, another shout out to Sweet Boy, Eden Cohen, 100K. That's back-to-back 100K shippers at SHIPIT Nation. Then we had the Sunday Night Football stuff. I think it was when Rio got the job done, second place for like 43, and some members came through as well. So been a good week. If you guys want to join SHIPIT Nation, get out of the way early. You see the code on the screen. Today is always the best day. I know I got the little one-liner for the best time to join SHIPIT Nation was yesterday. The second best time is now. But 5 days for $19. This is the best run. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Gets you all the NFL plus all the additional sports on top. And there's a ton of action this weekend. So Hoop, I'll bring you in, man. What's going on? Another Thursday night game and some interesting stuff on this one. Little Jordan Humphrey talk even on the table here with everything else.
Yeah, just was informed of that prior to the show. So that'll be an interesting talking point. But yeah, I mean, to do the 5 days, like right now is literally, it's probably the best stretch. You got multiple showdown slates, the NFL main slate, you got USC, college football, MLB playoffs. I don't know if there's NASCAR this weekend. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but I mean, it's a lot of stuff. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. We'd love to have you. Great deal. Obviously $19 for the 5 days. In terms of the game tonight, yeah, I mean, it's not the most appealing game, and really the fantasy options, the DFS options are somewhat limited when you start going through. We'll see and talk through it all, but yeah, it could be an ugly one tonight. I mean, the total's sitting like right around 41, 42-ish. Eagles favored obviously by like a touchdown, but their offense has looked really, really bad all season. And, AJ Brown can't be happy with the way things have gone so far. And there's grumblings there. And Saquon hasn't had many or any big games this year. So, I mean, there are some definite talking points that we'll go through. But this definitely kicks off a big week. I think we've got 2 games on Monday, I want to believe. Got the Lions and Chiefs, which should be a good game in prime time. So it's going to be a fun week. Excited to get it started here today.
Yeah, Title, I'll kick it over to you, man. Any first thoughts or anything coming into the week before we get to the grand scheme overview on this game?
Is this our man from last year or 2 years ago with a new name? Who was it? What was his name again? Why am I blanking?
Think about it. It's Hoops guy.
Yeah. Well, who was the dude? Because we'd always get the update of where he was at in his building process.
We don't know if he's still alive. He was working up in the heavy trench.
That was the dude. It was man. It's on someone in the chat. Someone that's been with us has to know. I can't remember the freaking
Tambo
name.
might know. He might be testing.
There's a C somewhere.
DD. There it is.
DD. Yes. DD. Yes. There it is.
Yeah, the crane operator.
Yeah.
Operator, baby. They know.
Yeah, Jonathan. Shout out to you. That's there is something SaberSim. I know not everyone bankroll. Some people just are playing 10 cents or whatever, but there is a tool, SaberSim, that makes it a lot easier for that. Shout out to you though, Jonathan. I'm hoping you ship today. That'd be cool. But no, it's
said he'll restart the whole process.
I know.
I hope you guys change my mind. I just did all this work, but just changed my mind and he'll restart the whole process. Can you imagine?
Yeah, he's been with us for a while though. He knew who we were referring to. So shout out to Jonathan. Yeah, good game. I mean, baseball. We got my Brew Crew tonight. Tigers are playing in Game 5. MLB playoffs have been fun. Your Blue Jays? Are you saying you're a Blue Jays fan?
Now I'm a Blue Jays fan, man. I got to move it over. I don't even have the hat here, but I have a Blue Jays hat somewhere. I got to cheer for my boys.
There you go. So
I was
yeah, all
rooting
three of
for
our
him yesterday. You always got to root. If you're a true baseball fan, you always have to root against the Yankees. If you're not a Yankees fan, you always got to be rooting against the Yankees. So
what about the Dodgers?
And the Dodgers too. Like, that's the problem with baseball. Like, you're just forced to root against these teams that try to buy championships, and usually it doesn't work out. But it's like they put themselves definitely at an advantage with the fact that they can go out and spend all this money. So you got to root against Yankees, Dodgers, and I think you can add Mets to the list as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to be fun though. So playoff baseball, college football has always been a lot of fun. NASCAR, of course, NFL, the showdown, so much. We got Sunday morning game again, 2 games on Monday. Like, we're not lying. This is legit the best probably 5-day stretch you can. Thanksgiving, maybe the Thanksgiving football. I'll put that number 1, but you get all the slates you want, all the sports, plenty of big prizes. So yeah, no better time to join.
Hey, he did bring up a good point. So someone said, and Jonathan's the man for coming through on this, not just trying to get a free membership, but he said, hey, I do have a SaberSim package just out of the house. So I'm hand building while managing a booth for work. But Jonathan, we're going to pay it forward on your behalf. And let us know in the chat if you're not a Ship It Nation member and you want to try it out. We'll give away a couple memberships today for the $99 a month core package. We'll give away 2 memberships on top of, we do have Ship It Games winners coming that we're going to break down for you guys. So we got number 18 and number 19 for the head-to-head and the share-ship. And by the way, Hoopster moved to a clean 5-0 in Ship It Games. So giving away over 50 grand cash at ShipItNation.com. That's all something we came up with to start the season. And then our partners over at Saber, shout out to them, came through with another 25 grand plus in prizes. But we will give 2 $99 a month memberships away. We'll let Jonathan pick one later on, and then I'll get Title to pick somebody out of the chat along the way. Let us know if you could use a $99 membership to try out SaberSim and everything Ship It Nation has to offer.
How about we throw in some comments comments since DD hasn't been around lately? Like, what do you think DD has been up to since we haven't seen him on the shows lately? Let's get some comments rolling in. What's our boy DD up to?
What has DD been up to? We haven't seen what happened to DD. That's how we'll kick it off and get into this stuff. So, all right, Title, I'll stay with you, man. This is going to be a good one. Let's get to the prizes and stuff later. But for now, let's get to the grand scheme overview. We know what it is. There is some potential for we mentioned it, the jokes aside, we got a $200 receiver. There's no neighbors. We know that. But there is some guys coming back, right? You got Tracy's back, the conversation around Philly, the blowouts, the 5-1s everybody wants to build, all these things and more. What's your first thoughts?
Yeah, first thought, I'm similar to Hoop. I know he's talked about it. Just looking at the captain ownership, first thing that stands out, no one on the Giants are double digits at the captain, which is interesting, but it makes sense when you dive in deeper. You mentioned Tracy's back, so Scatterbo definitely looks overpriced at $10K. Tracy looks overpriced at $7K. And then the receiving room, there's obviously Neighbors 2 weeks ago with the ACL. It really sucks. He was on pace for a monster year. Then they're number 1, Darius Slayton, or number 2, whatever, him and Wandale, 1A, 1B. Slayton goes down with a hammy. So now they have Jalen Hyatt, Bo Collins, an undrafted rookie. Jalen Hyatt's been irrelevant forever. I mean, there's been hype for him. He's never done anything. And then, possibly Lil Jordan Humphrey, $200, expected to be called up from the practice squad. Just, it's very tough on the Giants side of wanting to play captain. So what that's going to do is funnel everyone into Jalen Hurts. We have him projected for 22. Saquon projected for 19. AJ Brown right around 10. Anyone outside of, I'm even going to say pretty much outside of Hurts, Saquon, like 9% AJ Brown, 10% I'm fine with. But the nice thing is on Eagles slates, you can play Jalen Hurts in so many ways at captain due to the tush push, due to the rushing upside, where even if he is chalk, which he will be, you can play him in so many different ways on the field. 1 pass catcher, 2, 3, even 0. You can also play a defense against both quarterbacks today. Dart, a good rusher. Hurts, a good rusher. So, and I will say last thing, pricing seems more tight on this slate than I think we've seen all year, but there is enough cheap options that you can still leave money and value pieces. But the studs and the spends, I think, are priced appropriately, which I don't think we can say for most of these slates so far.
Yeah, Hoop, what's your thoughts on that? I thought it was a really good breakdown just to kick it off. But what do you got for this one that comes to mind when you think of this 2 teams playing?
Yeah, I mean, the main dudes for the Eagles are going to get a majority of the ownership in the captain, and then probably whatever people can fit in the flex spot. I mean, it's hard to look at some of these Eagles guys or these Giants guys and say that they're going to be the highest scoring players on the slate. Now, to be optimal captain, you don't necessarily have to be the highest scoring, but you want them to be able to be productive, exceed their expectation by quite a bit. And it's difficult. And you have Tracy coming back today, which, Scadaboo is a name that people probably would have been comfortable playing up top, but with Tracy back, there's going to be some sort of split, and Scadaboo is priced like he's the only show in town, and he's no longer the only show in town. And Tracy has an uncomfortable price tag, so it makes those running backs a little bit difficult to figure out what's going to happen there. And then you get to the wide receivers for the Giants, and who the hell knows? I mean, when little Jordan Humphrey is in the conversation to be in your top three, your receiving core is in some big trouble. So that's kind of where the Giants guys are at. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of Hurts. It's going to be a lot of Barkley. I don't think as much AJ Brown. I would assume Hurts and Barkley probably end up close to around 50% in the captain spot combined, not obviously individually, but combined somewhere right around 50. I think anything else you do has a chance to go pretty low owned. Even AJ Brown. Like AJ Brown, I think probably comes down a little bit just because he really hasn't done shit all year long. So I think he's a guy that I would be interested in. I'm fine playing those top guys for sure. And it's tough on the Giants side. I mean, Dart obviously I think is in play just because the rushing upside. Maybe Wandale because he can catch a lot of passes. Like if they are trailing, I mean, he has a path to 7, 8, 9, 10 catches and 100 yards. So I think he's in the conversation a little bit. But really, the more I look at it, I think anything out of Hurts and Barkley is going to be not totally different, but it's going to be low owned, I guess to say.
Yeah, I'll go to you in a sec, Title, just on captain thoughts. I got a good laugh out of this one to start. If I get that freebie, I'm 80% sure I can ship a six-figure contest. Like that's talk about some confidence there. So we'll keep rolling in with the comments. Let us know what you think happened to DD, and we'll get it going from there. But Title, what's your thoughts on how you're going to handle the captain position tonight? We already had a thought process in there from our guy Ryan about using Dart solo captain with 5 Eagles.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, Dart is gonna, let's see his rushing attempts prop. That's what I was most interested in. There's no doubt he's a running quarterback. He can use his legs, and when he does have pressure on him, 7.5 is his rushing attempts prop. 9.5 for Hurts, 12.5 for Scadabo. So man, a quarterback that has the ball in the hand a lot is a 7-point underdog. That if they get in a bad game script or they're losing, good game script for him. There's so many outs to get there. So when I play Dart, I probably still am more likely to play a pass catcher with him, at least one up top, I'm talking, or two, just because of how cheap they are. And if he fully gets there at the captain position, I think he probably throws a touchdown or two and drags someone with. But it's not out of the possibilities that Dart, captain, or like with no pass catcher, 5 Eagles can get there. The Giants guys that I will be playing at captain is Dart because of his rushing upside as 7-point dogs. Theo Johnson's my second favorite. He's Dart's favorite pass catcher. Like I think it's pretty clear. Big guy in the red zone. He's $5,800. They're without so many the receivers. So like it's Wandale and him. And I think those are the only 3 Giants captains I'll be playing. Wandale, Theo, and Dart. Wandale's my least favorite of the 3. 7,200 still a real price tag. The receiving prop wasn't great. I believe it was like 44.5. However, he's a PPR monster out of the slot. So if he gets you 7 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown, that could be good up top. And I am good with some of these cheaper captains. I guess mainly Theo Johnson is the one, but on a slate with like the Bo Collins, Lil Jordan, so much uncertainty down below, you could see a mid-tier captain that gets you 15 DK points, and that's what you need to get the studs up top. Outside of those 3, I don't think I'm going anyone on the Giants. Eagles, obviously Hurts. You can play him a lot of different ways. I always say it on Showdown slates, and I'll continue. I always prefer AJ Brown at captain than the flex. No changes here today. He either fully gets there, I hope, or he's reading his book on the sideline, which we got right on week 1 or whenever it was when he had 2 points. It's been a lot of bad games for him, but the explosion's coming one of these days. Could clearly be now. He's obviously frustrated, has had plenty of talks with Hurts. I like Saquon, but I think I prefer Hurts and AJ Brown more than Saquon, so I could end up a little underweight there. The last one, Devontae Smith, I'm fine with it. He had a monster game last week. He's definitely going to be low owned. I feel like you're going to be on him, Tambo. Like 6% for a guy that's is a wide receiver too that has the 100+ yard, 2 touchdown upside. It feels wrong not to be on him, but I'm kind of indifferent there.
You know, I'm a big KD guy, and I don't know why I treat it because Slim Reaper, and then I like Devontae. So you nailed it. It's like we've been doing these shows for years now. It's like that was my segue because I think that's the path, right? It's going to be Hurts, Barkley, conversation, show up however they show up. They're both going to be 40 to 50% of the captain ownership, somewhere in that range. Even call it 40 to be safe, 20-20, split it however. But I think just naturally because the pricing, it's 14-7, 14-4. Brown versus Smith. I think just it's the natural progression, right? Is to go to Brown. I honestly think even after that, people start thinking about like Dart, Theo, Goddard. Like, how can I just make this all work? And I have thoughts on that too. But I definitely think Devontae is a guy that I can go to up top. And I think there's tons of different ways that you can use him. And I at least see him being held in check. And if you have the Stone, which if you don't have it yet, you can get it for $19 for the next 5 days for all the sports and all the events and everything that's going on, all access, including SaberSim. I will say the Stone tells the story right there. And again, even if you want to add ownership to AJ Brown and take it off of Smith, I don't think that'll happen. It's probably pretty close to where we've got it, and it'll change up to lock. But I still feel like Devontae will stay somewhere in check there, and it's pretty close to the same thing on paper, at least. So
one last thing, looking at the Stone for all members, pretty cool. Obviously, now that we have more data, that report card on there, the DVP, all that, it's a fun time of year. That the Stone's already great, but it only gets better once we get more data.
Yeah, this thing helps huge. And Hoop, I'll kick it to you, but we definitely will be going through that on the Monday review shows. Nades and I have been doing the last couple of weeks and just showing how the Stone mixed with Saber, the color code. Like if you're strapped for time, I think people always think it's like a sales pitch for like buy content. It's like, it's honestly not. If you want to play at a higher level, you're trying to do well in these tournaments and try and win the big money, it helps to have this stuff. There's so much information out there, but we know that your time is limited. And that's really where we get different and try and make it easy for you. If you just have the Stone and not time to read everything else or watch all the shows, you can literally build with the Stone, the stack rankings, a very competitive lineup for Showdown, for main slate, whatever sport it is you're playing. It makes your life a hell of a lot easier. And that's why we give you the trial to check it out. It's less than $20. You're probably spending more than that just tonight alone in DFS. So do that if you want, but I can't make it any easier for you. Go ahead, Hoop.
Yeah, there's no answer to DFS. There's not one thing that is the answer. And if you have it, you're going to be successful. We always talk about each piece of content, each tool being a piece, one piece. Even the optimizer, Saber. Yes, Saber's awesome. It does a hell of a job, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. You need other pieces to make it all work. And that's why we try to bring it all together with the shows, with the content, with the Stone, with the Discord, with the overall community. Bring all those pieces together and give yourself a better chance. And we just happen to do it at a much cheaper rate than the rest of the competition. So we can do deals like this. But someone said I could use a membership. Now, we've seen a lot of random YouTube names, right? And there's been some very can we get an explanation behind Shabby Wabby the Watermelon? And if there's a good story behind this, you might find yourself
and that picture
and the picture. I need an explanation for all of this, the picture and the name. And if there's a good story behind this, a legit story, give us the truth. You might find yourself with the membership, because that stands out as super random. Shabby Wabby the Watermelon. We need the backstory on that one. We need it.
I was going to bring that one up. It's funny you went there right away. Do you have anything else, Hoop? You want to again, we went through some of them. What's your thoughts at it? But I mean, usually it's the difference of Saquon and Hurts, and then down from there. But what are you thinking on this slate?
For captains?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the Hurts and Barkley. The one thing about the Eagles, everyone's panicked and freaking out about the Eagles offense, and AJ Brown hasn't done this and Saquon hasn't done that. They're the Super Bowl champs and they're 4-1. They're 4-1. The panic is a little overblown. They're going to have a successful season. They're going to get better offensively moving forward. AJ Brown's going to have big games. Saquon Barkley's going to have big games. Hurts is. Devonta Smith is. They're totally fine. The panic I don't get. So for the one game sample, I want exposure to all the Eagles guys, because I think they're all capable of going off. And the one that stands out to me is definitely AJ Brown. If he's going to be under 10% owned, I get he's had one game all year. and I agree with what Title said. Like if I'm playing him, I want it to be in the captain, because like if it's him, it's going to be him and he's going to go off. And like from what we've seen this season, like if it's not him, it's a dud. So it's like perfect showdown captain sort of play. Here's the update. First job was selling alcohol in high school. Sold a bottle of watermelon vodka to someone, and after a long night of drinking, that became my nickname, Shabby Wabby. So he sold watermelon vodka in high school, and that is an interesting way to get that sort of nickname. But yeah, like shoot us an email, because we'll get them lined up. That's a solid backstory.
Shabby Wabby with the first winners. Please send an email, Shabby, to info@shipitnation.com and just screenshot your YouTube so it's you, and we'll get it all set up.
I like how it says his first job in first job was selling alcohol in high school. Like he went for like a job interview, like, hey, I want to be the salesperson for alcohol at the high school. Like where do I apply?
Great story. Vito Bane, the man, he's in Discord for sure. You can check him out there. But Kenny said, get him in the Discord. This guy, I never bring up competitor stuff, but today I just don't care. I'm in a mood. This is a good way. Like when you are trying to get a free membership from a site in YouTube, to just bring it up. It's not personal. We've told great stories about RG. All of us used to work at RPS, but we hear this a lot. Like people do want to change, get to a different community, see what it's all about, to be around like-minded individuals. And there's not many communities giving away 50,000 cash and beyond and having the type of season that we're having. So we appreciate you, Kit. You did your hard work. We're giving them all away. Who cares today? Kit, email me, info@shipitnation.com. Screenshot your stuff. We'll get you in the Discord and see what we're all about. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I like that move. I definitely like that move.
It's not personal. It's just business. But I would say, like, if you want to let us know that we get people that say it, our pricing's affordable. That's the difference. The community's amazing. There's no beef. There's no problems. And on top of that, we're giving away a ton of money and having a ton of fun doing it. Everyone's trying to play for the same reasons. We're cheering each other on. If we're not going to win anyway, people make fun of Ricky Fowler giving the high fives on the side of the green. It's like, if you ain't going to win anyway, why wouldn't you cheer on your friends and all your boys and girls, everybody that's in there, and make sure everyone's taken care of? That's what it's all about. So definitely excited to get you in there. Hit us up.
That is a good point, because even you can apply it to DFS too. When you know your lineups are stone dead and you have zero chance, it's like, all right, you still check out the leaderboard and say, can I root for any of my boys? That's what I mean personally. What I do when I know I'm done and I have nothing that's competitive, I look for Ship It Nation logos. I'm like, all right, is there
definitely the opposite of most play? I know other sites will say they'll cheer for their logos. I'm talking about like when Rio's up top the other night and I'm dead. There's like literally no way I can catch him. I'm 15 points behind him. I'm like damn, like I can't get it. So I'm like, I'm rooting for Rio. Like, please don't have this thing happen at the end. But other people just don't. I don't think a lot of people do that. They usually are cheering against people because it's like they're not winning or they're not getting it their way. We all want to win, but you got to take your lumps along the way, and then you'll get your positives when they come your way. So certainly something I believe in a ton. I know the rest of us are all the same Title hoop also. So yeah, that's really what it's all about. Title, you got anything else? You can pick a free winner soon too. There's been some good comments. I tagged some others. We'll definitely take care of people. But anything else to add at the captain spot? If not, you can go into more on the quarterback or just running back. I think is more important to get into next.
Yeah, I'm still looking at comments. I need nothing stood out yet though. We got some time. As far as quarterbacks, running backs, yeah, I don't really have much more at the captain. Like the interesting spot is when we're talking flex, mainly the guys like Scatabo and Tracy, because they're both overpriced with Tracy coming back. The thing is, I kind of want to embrace that. Mark, I think this is where it depends what contest you're playing. If I'm playing a 300-man like contest, I'm probably not going to get to Scatabo as much. Whereas if I'm playing the 88,000 contest, the flagship, like you get rewarded more when you are right. So I'll overspend on a guy like Scatabo. We just saw it, I believe it was week 2 against the Chiefs, maybe when he was the captain. In week 2, 3, they're kind of blending in, but Tracy was playing. They lost like 22-9. Scatabo was the captain optimal in that game. He can catch passes. I mean, he's a great pass blocker. Like, I think he is the running back one. I'd be shocked if Tracy outsnapped him. Now, what is it, 60-40? Is it 70-30? Like, that's what we don't know yet, but overpriced at 10K. But a guy that, I mean, he's a beast. Like, they love him for the Giants. He does so many good things right on the football field. You reward guys like that. As 7-point dogs, you probably want to take the air out of the football early. I think Scadabo's the guy, so I'll probably be overweight in the flex. I don't even hate him at captain. We are showing 3% at captain. He falls in the box twice. Like, again, when you do that, especially hand building, like you can pick a game script. If Scatterbo captain, he gets there twice, more times than not, I think they're winning. However, he did show that he can still do that and get there at captain optimal in a lower scoring game. Obviously, pricing was different, but I don't like Tracy much at 7K at all. I'm more likely to overspend for Scatterbo at 10K. Will Shipley, AJ Dillon, like, man, 4-4 and 4K. That's just really hard to get to when we got like these Giants receivers. I'd even prefer Jahan Dotson for 3,400. Bellinger, like backup tight ends. I don't know if I can really get to those guys.
Yeah, I was trying to find it too. I'll bring it up in a minute. But shout out to Jonathan who started this whole thing. Said having a community like this helps keep my rooting interest going throughout the whole game /slate. Certainly appreciate that. And Nickel, I think it's tonight. Are you guys doing that show?
Yep.
Tonight? Yeah, you are tonight. So at least 2 more membership giveaways tonight. But you got to watch the show live. So get to the show tonight. Title's going to head it up. We're going to give away 2 more memberships on the MMA show tonight as well. So excited for that. And then remember, keep the like button going. We got the head-to-head, the first person to try and take down Hoopster, 5-0. We got that winner coming soon, and see if somebody can take him down this week. A chance at a golden SHIPIT. But Hoop, running back, your thoughts?
Kind of the same. I mean, like definitely Barkley. I mean, I think totally fine in all formats. We already kind of talked about it. The Scatterboo Tracy situation is tough. Like if I were to guess, like I think they probably ease Tracy back into the mix here a little bit. It's obviously going to cut into the workload for Scatterboo, but like if anyone's going to get there, to me, it's going to be Scatterboo over Tracy. I just don't see how you can play Tracy. Is title changing? Why is this? Is that a belly shirt? Did you see that?
Yeah, what was going on,
dude? Like, were you wearing Are you wearing a belly shirt? Like, all I saw was like half your back and your shirt. Like,
what are you talking about? A belly shirt,
dude? Someone definitely saw that. I swear to God, dude.
I was changing. I was hot in here. It's like a sauna, so I took my sweatshirt off.
It's like a sauna.
Yeah, when I looked up, it looked like.
What are you saying? A belly shirt? Come on.
New gear on the site soon. We're getting titles, prop tops.
I can send you some SHIPIT Nation T-shirts if you're struggling.
Yeah, I'll take some more. I won't say no.
But that's like, man, like definitely Barkley and that title.
Back to the fan.
Scatterboo, because Tracy's back, is going to be low owned. On a low scoring slate, like I think he can definitely get there. Like I can't play Tracy at the 7K. I think he probably gets eased back into it a little bit. Scatterboo has looked pretty good, but these other guys, like how in the world can you pay 4K for Dillon or 44 for Shipley? Like I'll just be Xing those guys out, and even Devin Singletary 2,000, like with Tracy back. So I think it's probably just like Barkley and then some Scatterboo. I mean, Scatterboo is going to come in low. And I guess there is probably a world where it's still mostly Scatterboo, and then Tracy just mixes in a little bit. First game back, Thursday night situation. So yeah, it's a lot of Barkley and then maybe like some Scatterboo. But that's it. Like these other guys are all like massively overpriced, and they're overpriced to the point where it's like they got to do a lot. I mean, definitely a touchdown, probably a touchdown plus, I'll say. They got to do more than just a touchdown. So I'm out on those other ones.
That's my guy. Alan, if you don't got a membership, you just won one because you are absolutely money.
Oh, gosh. Sauna.
Yeah, I was wondering.
That's how you pronounce it. Come on, Andrew. Be better. Alan, my man, he knows what's good.
Yeah,
you're in Michigan. You got to go up a couple more hours, and then you'll really be hearing the proper pronunciation.
In Canada, we have those accents, and I still don't think they call it a sauna.
Every time you say it, I'm like, what is this guy saying? Like, can you just
sauna
say it
originated from Finland, the Finnish. Yeah. My grandparents, way up in the UP, way up north from Hoop, sauna in their backyard. They build them. There's plenty out there. But yeah, Uper. There you go. Houghton, Calumet, Hancock. That's where I used to visit a lot, Alan.
Yeah, every time you say that word, I just hope I'm praying that you eventually just start saying it the normal way. Because
I'll never say it because a Uper will not say that. Alan, my guy, let's go, Alan.
You're literally the only person I've ever heard say it like that. Like no joke. I've never heard anyone pronounce sauna like that.
Drive up
This is
sauna.
getting off the rails. This is good. By the way, I had to put my guy up on the screen because I'm committed to this tonight. If I can win 500K, I said it would be $1 million, but if I can win 500K with Scat, I'm getting that chain that says Tambo, and I'm rocking it on every show forever. I swear to God.
That would be pretty sweet.
That'd be so sick.
Sweet.
I just want to have it. It's the same 5 letters across, TAMBO. Put a little, I think he's got a 44 on it. I'll put like a 22. That's the number I like. So TT22, get that on there, have it. So maybe I'll try and get him into the lineups tonight. But I still think this will be the spot where he's a little lower owned than he could have, obviously a lot lower owned than he would have been if you don't get a guy like Tracy back. But my point being, he didn't come through for us all the times we needed him. So, of course, he's going to come through on the slate when Tracy's back, when they're underdogs at home, and so on and so forth. So I actually do have a little bit of interest in Scat tonight anyway, just paying up for probability. He's $200 less than Dart. He's only 1,000 less than Hertz and guys like that. So it's definitely going to be unique to play him. But like Titles nailed it. It's the tournaments that you're playing in. I'm definitely playing in the main. I can't win 500K and buy a Scat chain that says Tambo unless I play in that tournament. So that's where I'm thinking about using them and going a little bit crazier there. Like Will Shipley, guys like that can probably get in where they fit in when it comes to those lineups as well, because you're taking shots on them. But how would anybody know? I think even last game, they got the same touches for like Shipley and Dillon. And so there's things like that. So it's just like, those are just going to be flyers in the lineup. Hoop, I'll go back to you. You were talking about wide receiver earlier. Both you made good points about Brown up top. And if he's getting there, it's all the way. But obviously you could see him in the, I can see him in the flex with like Hertz captain lineups a ton. But outside of that, what are you doing at wide receiver, especially on the Giants side with some of the random wide receiver roulette over there?
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles side is fairly easy. I mean, it's AJ Brown, it's Devonta Smith, and then if you want to play a cheapie, Jahan Dotson, he probably needs a touchdown. You're not going to get Dotson getting there on volume. It has to be like a touchdown or a long play, and I don't think it's very, very likely you can keep him in the mix. The Giants side is obviously interesting, but like Title said, you probably need to wait for inactives to see who's in, who's out. I mean, people are talking about Lil Jordan Humphrey, and like I said in the opening, like I've been a proponent of Lil Jordan. It was a nice little bit last year, more so a bit than anything else. But like if they're depending on Lil Jordan Humphrey, like their passing attack is probably in trouble. But if he is active, he's $200. Should be low owned. You can play him. Wan'Dale Robinson, I like quite a bit on this slate. Like if you think the Eagles are, I mean, he fits any sort of build. Like if you think the Eagles are playing with a lead and the Giants are trailing, he can rack up a ton of catches. No Neighbors, no Slayton. I think he's fine. Jalen Hyatt's one of these guys that everyone hypes up. It has been hyping up for a while, and he's never done shit. 3,200. He's going to have an opportunity tonight to potentially do something. I'm sure he'll disappoint, but you kind of need him in the player pool. And then this Bo Collins guy, same thing, 3K. What can he do? So whoever's active for the Giants, wide receivers, you probably want them in the player pool because the range of outcomes is so wide for these guys. Like who knows what they're thinking. The one secure play I would say for the Giants is Wan'Dale Robinson. After that, it's pretty wide open or very wide open. Probably mixing in any wide receiver that's active for the Giants. I think you want to keep in your player pool and get some exposure to if you're building a lot of lineups. Like if you're building a lot, obviously if you're building a few lineups, you don't need to do that. If you're building 50 or more, you probably want some exposure to these guys because again, the range of outcomes is pretty wide. But I just I think it's going to be an AJ Brown night. Something has me leaning that direction just because we haven't seen it. But I do agree with what Title said though. Like if playing him, it's probably more. It's definitely more in the captain. I think I love him up there. I will play him in the flex too, but I think AJ Brown has a big night tonight.
Yeah, this is another one here. This is he said people call a winter hat a toboggan. Maybe he's talking about a sled or a toboggan is the thing, but usually the winter hat thing is a toque versus a beanie. That's the other one.
I've never heard toque. Have you? Who?
No. What's it? Now that's got me thinking about the people in the sauna. Have you ever seen the people
The
that wear the
sauna.
caps?
Sauna.
Bro, like even Jordan's in here. He's
In the cap. What does Jordan know? I love Jordan. What does he know?
He goes, never, man. I say it like hoop the normal way. Like you're literally the only
All
person.
right, what were you saying though about the hat?
The people that wear. Have you seen the people that wear those hats in the sauna? Like looks like a little dunce cap. It's like looks like a felt thing. Someone in the
That's why they're calling it the wrong name. They don't even know what they're doing in there.
No, these because they say it keeps the heat around your head or something. So it's like a lot of old timers wear it. Someone in the chat will know what I'm talking about. But it got me that comment got me thinking. But so what was the original one? It's like a toboggan. I went to college and people
toboggan or a sled is definitely a thing. But the Canadian thing is the toque versus beanie. They call it beanie in the States when you wear your winter hat on.
Beanie. Yeah. I've never heard of a toque.
I will say, like back on, like I keep clicking that you do. I do not think you should build any of your teams before we get into actives today. I think it's one of the most slates you kind of can on Showdown. Like right now, there's no prop on DraftKings for Lil Jordan's yards and all that, but we think he's going to get called up, but it will change ownership projections. I would not build until an actives come out and we send it in Discord that everything's good to rock.
Yeah, big SaberSim update just came out. So we just alerted our Discord to go check it out, but there's a new Saber score metric. There's a new lineup management, new visual updates, lineup selection, NHL updates for the Utah team logo. Our man Sheets is excited about, and then some UI UX changes. So again, if you want to check out SaberSim, now's the time to do it. Even the freshest update, you can get it this week. You get the 5 days for $19 with code SHIP19. That's on any monthly all access plans. You can try out anything you want for this 5-day stretch and get it all covered there. And yeah, people got to get the spelling. Like it's not a took. That's like people put, is it a took or a TUKE? No, it's guys nuke the slate. It's not it does sound like it could be like toque like that, but no, it's TOQUE is how they spell it. So
back to belly shirts.
No, I'm telling you, I looked up and your entire lower abdomen was exposed. It was a quick glance. I saw that. I was like, is this dude really wearing? I mean, I don't know.
He forgot he was on camera. He pulled the Trevor Lawrence from the other night,
right? Yes, yeah, that's what I thought we caught him in. He's like, oh man, Tyler, like this whole time, because like the joke is, the news anchors or people on camera are only, waist up. Like, are they really wearing pants? Or are they sitting there in their undies? With Title, it's like, man, like not only are we wondering if he's wearing pants or not, but does he have a shirt that goes like below the chest area?
He thinks he's in the sauna.
I felt like it.
Right?
I felt like I was in one. I'm still sweating.
Shoot. That's good. All right. I'm losing track. Okay. One thing we definitely want to make sure we get to quick, guys, the head-to-head winner. So just eight more people hit the thumbs up button so we can knock this one out and get the 18th Golden SHIPIT winner of the 50 available. And it is not too late. You can still get into SHIPIT games anytime. You'll have your chance to win into the Golden Shipper, which is game number 3. But you can go to shipitgames.com or you can go to shipitnation.com and just click the $79,276 at the top. It will take you directly to that. All right, wide receiver. Anything else there, Title, you want to add, or anybody else you want to hit on? If not, we can keep it rolling.
I could see with 3,200 high at 3K Collins. I could see we have 18% high at 13 Collins. I wouldn't be surprised if that gap was a little wider, and if so, I guess just naturally that would lead me a little to Collins. Props are similar, 16.5 high at 13.5 Collins. With Lil Jordan all the way at 200, though, if he does get called up, like you can leave money just going from Bo to Humphrey or something like that. The last thing I'll mention, no one ever plays Jahan Dotson, rightfully so, but he was on the winner week 1. Only 3 catches for 59 yards. The 8.9 was enough. If it's very condensed on both sides, he could be who you need down below, but that's all I got.
All right, we can take it to tight end. Our man Alan is a founding family member, so shout out to Alan. We really appreciate that. He said he sent you a message, but maybe he's got a plan for that. But by all means, you can check that out after. But yeah, tight end is definitely being talked about today with Goddard, with Theo, but either side. And then you've got the chat talking about Granson right now as well. I think didn't Bellinger catch one last week too, or got close to it, I thought, or they tried to get him in there. So I know Theo caught a couple, but just of note, those are sort of the thought process here at the tight end position, Title.
Yeah, and there's no Grant Calcaterra. That's why people are mentioning Granson. Backup tight end, Calcaterra not in. There's going to be more snaps and routes and stuff to go for him. So he's all the way down there at $200. And if Lil Jordan's 200 as well, like Lil Jordan will probably be a lot higher around. So I don't mind Granson at all. One touchdown could be enough. And the Giants, they ran plenty of 2 tight end sets. When Darius Slayton went down with the hammy, they ran a lot of Bellinger, Theo Johnson. Theo Johnson already Jackson Dart's favorite pass catcher, in my opinion. So he looks really strong. I think Bellinger, though, is really interesting at 2,800. I honestly prefer him over Hyatt and Collins right now. I just think he's going to be on the field a lot more. He'll have a lot more easy receptions, and Dart's going to look for his old reliable tight end. So I think tight end's very strong. Goddard, really not much you need to say about that. Everyone knows who Goddard is, but tight ends are very, very viable on this slate. You could play 3, like someone just said. I have no problem with that at all.
That'd be crazy. 3 tight ends on the winner. That'd be nuts. Hoop, before I go to you on this, we will announce it. So we hit it. We appreciate you guys. Let's keep it rolling. If we get to 150 quick, we'll do the next one ASAP. If not, we'll do it at the end of the show. But just to note, the winner of Golden SHIPIT number 18, they will play against Hoop in the head-to-head this upcoming Sunday to try and take down his 5-0 record to start the season. And then also will automatically be in for the round 1 of the finals, the final 50. Only 50 people can win Golden SHIPITs. You can only win 1, and they will play down in week 17 to be able to move on to round 1 of the playoffs, round 2 of SHIPIT games, where they will play for a $20,000 or more cash first prize. That's part of joining SHIPIT Nation, just being a member for NFL only, football only, I should say, with college football in there, or all access, as long as you're a monthly or more member. So you can check it out for 5 days, see if you want to stick around and then get into the games like that. The winner is another longtime member. Excited to see this one. So number 18 of 50 is Thomas McCurdy. So we appreciate you, Thomas, and thanks for being with us. I think it's we have a couple, like we have Philly Phantom, Philly Fan, Philly whatever. This is Philly Fan. I think it's like 2010 or something like that. It's a different username than Philly Phantom. Shout out to our guy Philly Phantom as well. But Thomas, congrats, man. This is awesome. So Thomas will be the first to, well, we'll see. Try to be the first to take down Hoopster on Sunday. Hoop, your thoughts on Thomas getting the W?
I mean, after I go to 6-0, I mean, we're going to be going from Thomas McCurdy to calling him Thomas McTurdy, because there's no way he's taking down Hoopster. It's over. McCurdy to Turdy.
I like it. You're getting the one, like he's still working on them, title. He's still working on them for us. So we got to let him just work through it, right? Well, he'll get there eventually. That was a pretty good one, though. You got to give him that. So, yeah, congrats to Thomas. Sean knows him. Sean says Hoop is definitely cooked this week.
Yeah.
You know, these guys know Thomas.
The competition has been a little better than Nade's in week 1, so I will give the crew some credit. I hate to go back to that same story, but like 10 seconds building a lineup and smoking Nade's is fun.
I think that'll be like the wheelchair. 3 years from now, you're going to be talking about that Nades.
Oh, yeah. Hey, the wheelchair did get brought up today.
I know it did. I was dying.
People tried sneaking it back in.
Oh, this is a good one, too. Our man Wardo, he's getting excited for NBA. I know that. Shout out to Wardo in there daily, nightly, overnights, you name it. He's living a full-time shift in the Discord. He says, you should have said he's cooked like my steaks. Well done. Sorry.
Damn. You should have sent me a DM with that one. That would have been solid.
Oh, that's good, man. Amazing. Shout out to Brittany in the chat. We got a dad joke, Detroit says. And then Nades, what did Nades say? Bellinger is the right backup tight end. We'll see. Got to see if he's the guy tonight. But, I think the biggest thing for me, Goddard, and Nades knows this. We got this is a good slate for Goddard up in the captain. This was the one that Nades and I chopped a couple years ago when you had everyone on a 5-1 for the Phillies. We ended up building a 3-3 with Goddard up top, and you can get there on a slate like this, especially, by the way, if we get some. So I guess I'll lump all this together, and then we can go to kickers and Ds. But the thing about the tight end, or if you can pick like I don't know who else would be. Not many people fit. The Dotson, I guess, kind of fits this. But if you could get to something like this up top, it will give you a different build, obviously. But I mean, in the sense of if we get Lil Jordan Humphrey, if we get the people trying to put in the Gransons and those guys, if they don't come through and you need a more balanced build to get the job done, that's where, like Hoop said earlier, these may not be your highest scoring captains, but they may make the full lineup work. And you may see those lineups get to the top. Remember, it's not always the players, though they are the players that make up your lineup, but it's the whole lineup that gets you up to the top. And you got to think about that when you're building out, is if those $200 players fail, what happens? What does that mean? And how does that build your lineup differently? So I think that's where like Theo and Goddard become a little bit interesting, but guys like Bellinger and Granson and those guys will be mixed into the pool in the 150 set for sure. All right, Hoop, anything else there? If not, kickers, D's.
Yeah, no, I do. I like, just to add on to the tight end stuff, I think Theo Johnson's a phenomenal play. I mean, with these young quarterbacks that have shown the ability to target tight ends, they usually don't go away from it. And if they're trailing, like he could rack up a lot. So I do like him. I'm good with Bellinger, kickers, D's. Definitely prefer the Eagles side here with Elliott and Eagles defense. The other, I don't even know how to pronounce the Giants kicker, that dude. And then the Giants defense, not a ton of interest, but definitely in on Elliott and Eagles.
Jude is the dude tonight. Field goal.
Yeah, that guy.
For NYG. What do you think, Title? What do you got?
I like all of them, like both defenses and kickers. The reason is obviously like Hurts can take sacks. I do prefer Eagles defense over the Giants. We just saw what the Saints did to Dart. Like, man, he's because he's so athletic and he uses his legs, like it's still a transition from college ball to pro ball. You can see him make a lot of mistakes. One play can change everything. Giants can get after Hurts a little bit. Elliott, I like. McCann, I like. But a lot of that has to do with just like Hyatt, Bo Collins. We can even throw Goddard in there. Theo Johnson, who we like, but Will Shipley, A.J. Dillon. Like that range just isn't really good at all. Defenses have 48 minutes to go make a play. One play can change anything, a punt return, etc. Kickers, if they stall out. I think I prefer Giants. I don't know. It's close. The reason I was going to say I prefer Giants kicker to Eagles is anytime it's like 3rd and 2, you can push it twice and they get the first down and then they don't kick as much. But I really don't like the mid-tier range that much. I could easily see them being the highest scores in their own respective range. So I think I'll be close to the field, if not overweight on all 4.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky again, it's all how you build and what type of story you're telling. The Giants are, I don't even know, because with Dart at the helm, that's the thing people found out last week, and some the hard way, myself included, in certain spots with lineups where it's like if you don't think he's going to throw as much, but man, when he did throw, it was just like auto INT, it felt like. So again, not saying that'll happen again, but the tricky part is like, do you think if the Giants are down 17-0, do they kick the field goal just to put, I think for the first one, they kick the field goal to put the points on the board, of course, but I'm saying the further that goes on, now we're talking about midway through the third quarter into that, do they keep pressing? Because let's just let this kid go and see what he's got. Let's keep grinding through it and see, or do they kick the second field goal and the third field goal and just get their 9 points in that scenario? What do you think, Title?
I think if it's at like 4, if you're down 17-3 or if you're down 17 or 14 midway through the third and you got 4th and 6 or greater, I think they're going for it. I'm not going to put the Giants in that much of poverty as the freaking Jets or the Bengals. Like those guys, those two teams have made some of the worst punting. The team
that was down 40-0 and kicked the field, or 37-0 last week. I forget what it
was.
Me and Nate.
Whoever was playing the Colts, right? Wasn't it the Raiders? Was it the Raiders?
I think so. It was bad, man. It was they were, Raiders. Nate's had it. He was Raiders. I kept laughing too. I was like, that stuff, I don't get how that is not a fireable offense. I know it's hard to go like coach, just like it doesn't, like you do not do that. Like you just do anything but that. It's just the most horrible.
So many of these coaches are just idiots, man. They're just dumb people. And I think
beyond being an idiot though, like how did you become one of the only people in the history of the world that became an NFL coach and you do that and that's excusable? Like I never understand that. Like just get blown out. I don't care. Anything. Don't do that.
Get an analytics guy. Every single team should have an analytics guy above in the headset. If you need a close decision, you ask for it. If it's 52-48, you know your game. If it's 63-37, there's no thinking.
It's all egos, man. These guys get to the top and they think they're the smartest person alive. So it doesn't matter. Like they don't think they need to rely on anyone else to make the decisions because they're smarter than everyone else. Like that's NFL coaches.
Like I'm with Title on getting an analytics person. The Ravens got one a while. It hasn't helped them this year, obviously, but they've been on it forever. So I love that when teams do it because there is tricky spots and there is stuff. We follow the bots on X and stuff. That's like, this means this means this. Like, you got to think through it. But that's what I'm saying. If you somehow become a coach in the NFL, there has to be some level of brain to get to that acceptance of that job and that role. And then it's 40-0. That you don't need analytics. There's no, like, it's literally nothing there that you need told. I don't get how these people do this. But yeah, anyway, it's a long rant for no reason. I'm sure other people don't care as much. I just think it's crazy to me how that stuff still happens. But yeah, anything else, Title, you got for kickers, D? And if not, maybe kick off the FanDuel conversation. Hoop will take a look and we'll round up FanDuel, get to the final SHIPIT games winner, and move on.
Yeah, nothing for that. Just looking at FanDuel, I mean, it's pretty similar as most of the slates have been. We don't have like a 1K Mac Jones, but Hurts and Saquon are going to get all the ownership at the captain position. Then you'll get Brown, Dart. Even if you're playing Brown and Dart, that's different enough. Any pricing differences that I'm seeing on both sites?
Looks like those cheap Giants guys are even cheaper on FanDuel. Hyatt's 22, and then Bo Collins is 1,800. Very cheap.
Lil Jordan min price at 1K. Calcaterra is cheap down there as well. I think because the kicking pricing and the defense pricing, I think defenses will be like with Philly defense higher than all three of them. I think maybe they're a little lower. Kickers maybe a little higher. Tracy, a lot better price on FanDuel at 5.8. Still not something I'm too excited about, but versus 7K on DK. Scadabo's 11K, so he's really expensive still. Theo looks cheap. Dotson's down there. It looks really similar to DK. It just, I think, like Hoop kind of mentioned, the Giants receivers, the cheapies, will probably be even higher owned. So if you're going to play Saquon or Hurts up top and then use the Giants receivers as the fillers down cheap and leave no salary, I think you're getting a little too chalky there.
Yeah, there's something to be said, Jeff. Like they did kick the field goal. That's where analytics would say you're playing the Indianapolis Colts, you suck, and they're good, and they're at home, and they're about to crush you. They probably shouldn't have kicked that field goal either, but that's different. Like, get a game started, get momentum. The only thing I can say, it was the fourth quarter. They were down 40-3. Maybe there's like a mindset of like, don't let these guys feel like losers. Let's say we got another drive that added points. Again, I can never validate it in my brain, at least. But I'm just saying, like, the funniest part of that is the analytics probably were to go for the touchdown in the first quarter. And if you don't get it, so be it. You need points. It's like when people used to play the Chiefs when they were on top of the world. And it was like, you're trying to get field goals against this team. Like, they're going to put up 30 plus. You're never going to get there that way. So we got to see. But what else do we got here? We got some news actually coming soon for the NBA season. We're excited. Yeah, our man Rio heads everything up over there for the NBA side of things. And we might have a little more fun coming your way this season. So it'll be a really beneficial thing to all of our members. And then, yeah, I'm excited for that too. So, just hitting it. We got NHL just came back. Nades is covering it. And then NBA just around the corner. Hoop, anything else on that or with FanDuel stuff you want to mention?
No, the only other guy that looks cheap or cheaper than on DK is Theo Johnson. I mean, he's substantially lower than the kickers and defense at 5,200. So he's, 1,500 cheaper than the kickers and defenses, on average. So I definitely like him at 52. Really nothing else to add.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point too, because even you compare like Goddard, 6,400, Theo, 5,800 on DraftKings, 8,000 versus 5,200. So yeah, it's pretty wild on the price difference there at the tight end position. But again, you can mix and match your lineup however you like. I do think tonight's interesting for some. Like, I don't want to be all in on 5-1 builds or something with the Eagles. I know people get all excited for that, and especially it is nice when you get like $200 plays or like cheaper options, or you fit in a Dotson or a Granson or something there that's cheap enough to make it all work. And you can definitely still get different with it. We saw it with Mahomes lineups the other night. I still was underweight, but I had like a bunch that they left like $5,000 on the table. Like, you could get that tonight with Hurts lineups or Barkley lineups, no problem. So you can get different with your 5-1s and 4-2s. But I also think it's worth remembering that the other team is still going to be pushing it. They're still going to try and do things. And that was where the conversation with Nades and I came up a few years ago, or I guess 2 or 3 years ago now. But like the Goddard captain that night, everyone was on Philly 5-1. It ended up being Goddard at the captain it was Hurts. It was the backup running back at the time, Gainwell. And then it ended up being the 3 Houston guys that were supposed to get blown out. It was the quarterback, the running back, and the wide receiver. And it was like, that just made sense. You're just going to hit those 2 guys all night long. It might be a little bit lower scoring that just counts as the raw points in the flex, and boom, it got there. So yeah, anything can happen on these slates. I wouldn't commit too much to one build just because the blowout is going to happen. I mean, look at the title Super Bowl win, 113K plus. The Philly blowout did happen, and still a 2-4 Chiefs lineup got there with a Chiefs captain, Mahomes in the flex, and then the rest from there. So yeah, I think this is a good slate. Title, you got any final thoughts before we do the last winner?
Nope. Yeah, it's a good slate. I just do not build, or at least I highly recommend not building until we get inactives, because those, like I know, like Jalen Carter, like got downgraded a bit. I think he plays, but there's some on the defensive side of the ball too that could change things a bit.
Let me see here. Just of note too, the memberships that we gave away, somebody had asked and I lost it here, but make sure you email info@shipitnation.com and you just screenshot your YouTube account so we can get you set up from there. Hoop, final thoughts, man, before we get to this last winner. This will be for the Share-a-Ship, which this week is a 333 with 300K up top. So it's not the 555 milli, but it's not the usual 250K up top for the Wildcat either.
Yeah, let's get one of these puppies to hit. All it's going to take is 1 week to substantially increase that prize pool. So let's get one of these puppies to hit. Good slate tonight, like I said, kicking off week 6 should be exciting. And if you're on the fence, like right now, the 5 days for $19, I mean, perfect time to join. You get all the NFL content all week, college football, MLB playoffs, UFC this weekend. It's the time to join.
Yeah, definitely think that's the case. If you don't know, if you don't know where to go, it's when you go to the site, you just go to Join the Nation. I'm going to try and pull it up here quick just so you guys can see it fast, and then we can get out of here. But just let me swap this over. But yeah, you just go to Join the Nation here, find one of the plans that suits your needs, whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for all access, this is the way to go. It's any monthly all access. So if you want to try out starter, you want to check out just the basic, you can do whatever. Once you go into these, you just put in code SHIP19, ship 19, and you're all set to go. Get in, check out everything. But like Hoop said, with NFL, Showdown, all the other stuff we've got going on, college football this weekend, golf, Showdown, the Stone is coming out. I think it just got posted because we're in overseas this week. So you're able to see that. Baseball playoffs, MMA, NASCAR, NHL, and then NBA will be back soon. But yeah, you can keep checking it out that way. All right. Going to get to the winner. And the winner of Golden SHIPIT number 19, who will join this weekend to play a 333 with 300K up top, number 19 of 50 Golden SHIPITs available. The winner is Stuart Myler. So Stuart will reach out via email. Congrats to you. I'll get a hold of you. Make sure, I believe you are in the Discord. I checked it pre-show. That's why, again, running a couple minutes behind, but we got it all set up. So Stuart Myler, congrats to you. You are going to be in round 1 of the SHIPIT games, the final 50, where you will play your way. The top 10 move on to the round 1 or round 2 of SHIPIT games, first round of the NFL playoffs, where you will play for up to $20,000 to first. If you guys haven't seen it, you can just quickly go to it. But if you click that link at the top, this one that says 79,000, it will take you here. You can see all the rules. And if you're already a member at SHIPIT Nation, you're already in the games. If you're already a monthly or more football or all access member, you're in. But if you want to get in and you're not a member yet, this is what you join. We host the 3 games weekly. We've got all the winners so far. People are excited about this. I had a different Matt S reach out to me and say, "Oh, I missed the show. Is that me?" It's like, no, we're just not posting full governments on the actual site 24/7, but you are not the winner, unfortunately, of that one. But you'll see 20 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand, 2 grand, 1 grand, 500 for top 10. Min cash is still 250 and goes up the minute we win something else to put into this. And then there's full 1-year ultimate memberships, 4,300 plus value that the top 3 are getting. The top 50 also still get a ultimate membership, 321 for a month. So lots of information if you want to go check it out, but that's the way to do it. Congrats again to Stuart. That's going to do it for this week, guys. A fun one tonight. Eagles at the Giants for Hoop, for title, and for myself, ToeTagginTambo. Let's ship it.